Effect, how it's affected us in the past. Who made money out of White Wave Foods here? Yeah? Quite a few of you made money. White Wave was part of a butterfly effect. What was White Wave part of? Before White Wave was spun off, it was part of a company called Dean Foods. When I was here in 2012, and I told you, look at this company, it's a milk company called Dean Foods. Everyone said, ah, milk, terrible business. But the plant extract business was really good. What happened to White Wave? White Wave got taken over by Danone last year, made us all a shed load of money. Had White Wave not been spun out of Dean Foods, Danone would have never bought Dean Foods. So how a spin-off can basically start off a butterfly effect, how it can affect the CEO's job, how it can affect the whole, what we do. So I'm always looking for these sort of changes. They're definitely very, very interesting. But everything that Casper said, as I say, you know, the reason he's here is because I love what he does and I knew it'd be relevant to you. The other thing that's very, very important, whether you like it or not, your life has changed because of your, I'm not like saying it's all about me, but because of your interaction with me and these next 2 days. Even if you go out of here and you try and forget everything that Casper has told you or I've told you, or Richard Wiseman, do you remember the tuna song yesterday? 4 tuners, right? Try and forget that. You won't. So it's just things like that. It will affect you, and hopefully for the positive. But whether you like it or not, what you've learned and what in the last 2 days is going to make a huge, huge difference. And I think when you go back home, even looking and reading my work or the way you invest, this is all going to make a difference. All right, so let's carry on. My business, and Vicky kindly said in the introduction yesterday, I am very, very good at making difficult tasks very, very simple. The reason being, and truthfully, I'm not very academic, I'm not very smart, and that has done me very, very well and made me a multimillionaire. I think if I'd been smarter, there's a lot of opportunities I wouldn't have taken. As much as I would love to teach you how a mobile phone works and take my phone to pieces, and I know some of you want to do that, we don't need to. So my main focus is basically to show you how to use a mobile phone, rather than tell you, well, this is how it works, it's got a battery in the back, and this has got a chip, and it's got this chip here, and all the rest of it. So we're not going to take the phone to pieces, we're rather going to show you how to use it. So when we're talking about trading systems here, we're not going to go into every little bit. Also, remember what we said about the 80-20 rule, and Casper just mentioned it again. I don't care about 80%. All I care is about the 20% that gives us 80% of the result. Do you agree with me? Would you rather do that or do you want me to go through chip number 675? Yeah, so we're not going to go through that. I'm not going to teach you how to work out your own calculations on the video like Susan asked me to once. And I said, Susan, go and Google it. I don't even want to go into it. Because at the end of the day, ShareScope has already programmed it in. All right, so the market cycle, and again, this is who you believe, it depends. If we say there's a primary trend, which in my view, this is my life, this is what I talk about, 12 to 3 years. And it's interesting again what Casper was saying about instant gratification. The majority of people want instant gratification. They want the result today. Now, my correlation is that younger people want instant gratification. And if you look around the room, the majority of people here are, not saying older, because we're all going to live to 130, like Jim said, you are typically 45 to 50. Okay, that's not by an accident. Because that age group, in my view, has been better investors, better traders, because you know what? They don't need or want instant gratification. The 21, 22-year-old who racks up to me with £1,000 or £2,000 needs instant gratification. So that's the main reason why I shy away from younger students. Now, I have got some younger students. One of them is watching this in Sweden as we speak, who inherited quite a bit of money. And he's very, very responsible and a very smart guy. But on the whole, it's a slightly older bracket. The other reason why, let me tell you why I tend to do better with people who are 40 or 50 plus. When you're 20, everything seems like a big deal. Yeah? But as you get a little bit older, you've seen the movie before, and you tend to be more stable on the whole, and your reactions and your emotions, you know yourself better, you've seen a couple of market crashes like me, and you get to be, you get to deal with things better, whereas the younger crowd, they're just too up and down. Anyway, so primary trend is 12 months to 3 years. This is probably where I make the majority of my money. Now, before some of the people that say, oh my God, 12 months to 3 years, this isn't everything, but this is where I make the majority of my money in that sort of time frame. Also, please think back. The Spice Girls, I won't play it, Wannabe, was what year? Do you remember when the Spice Girls started? Roughly? 1996. Oh my God, a Spice Girls fan. 1996. Yeah? Yeah, if I play that now, a lot of you will still know the words. I know it's annoying, but that's the reason why they did well. Or you hear a song on the radio and you think, oh my God, and then you realize, I keep saying, oh, when we were here last year. We weren't here last year. We were here 2 years ago. And I can remember 2012, which is when we had Krispy Kreme donuts, which was taken over, by the way. Sometimes you know what they call 1 degree of separation, how one thing leads to another. If things years ago hadn't happened, I wouldn't have met Jim Mellon. If I hadn't met Jim Mellon wouldn't be speaking here and telling you about this. It's just amazing. Anyway, back to my point. 3 years, 5 years is going past quicker than you will think. This is what I would call the intermediate trend. This is 10 weeks to 12 months. We can make money in this sort of trend as well. And this squiggly line here is the shorter term trend, which is, for me, shorter term is 2 weeks to 10 weeks. Now, if you're in your life that you can't hold a trade for 2 to 10 weeks, then you're in the wrong room. Yeah? Because why